Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
It's a Monday. It's a new week. The Super Bowl has come and gone. The big game, as some people are saying, which can only mean one thing. It is that time of the year to send out the baseball season tweets. My favorite tweet of the year. Every year, Super Bowl ends. I mean, people that I went to high school with used to get fucking pissed at me when I would send out the tweet after like a Patriots Super Bowl loss. And they're like, how could you, man? Like, you know, we fought this year and you're already on to the Red Sox. I'm like, don't take it personal. I after the Super Bowl is over, every single year, I tweet that it's baseball season. Every year. It's just what I do. It's what I've done. It's what I'll continue to do. And we've got pitchers and catchers reporting this week. It's a very exciting time. Wow, we made it through the offseason. Does it feel to you guys like this offseason, like, let me not put words in your mouth. How did this offseason feel to you? Was it slow? Was it fast? What was it?
Wouldn't you agree?
Wouldn't you agree that this was a rather quick offseason?
I feel like this offseason at times, because there were moves that were made quickly, right? Like we had Blake Snell sign like while the last out was being recorded during the World Series, it felt like. So like things like that happened early. And then I think a lot of the anticipation around a lot of the marquee names and their potential landing spots did what those conversations are supposed to do. And they sort of float the ideas for a while. They keep that afloat. And then you have some moves that are made here and there. But I think for the most part, there was an ebb and flow for a lot of the offseason that you could sort of anticipate. And then the names that you needed to see move or land just didn't. And then
still haven't.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, I don't know, like December was fun because like that was the winter meetings. That was when guys were getting signed up, but trades were happening. The Red Sox were doing things like that was exciting for me personally. December doesn't feel like that long ago, but I don't know. It's been a weird off season. It was fast and slow at the same time.
That's what I mean. Like it just, yeah.
I agree with your initial sentiment. I think this feels like the fastest off season that I've ever been a part of. It's an off season where normally after the baseball season, I like to take a certain amount of time to like step away from the game and kind of like get a little distance and then get my excitement back. And that never happened this off season. Like I never stopped digesting the info and I just went right into free agency. And I've been on Fangraphs more often this off season than I've ever been in an off season more consistently in all sites like that. And I'm like still raring to go for the upcoming season. And I think like, I know Ohtani was last off season and that was the thing that we were all like following and it made that off season unique. This one, I feel like there were enough like big fish to keep interest and they were kind of dolloped throughout the offseason in a way that like kept a certain level of interest pushing forth throughout the offseason and that separate conversation. But that's part of why I don't like the idea of having everybody have to sign during the winter meetings. One of many reasons why I don't like that, but I like the drips of info and having baseball's name, something to look forward to or something to digest every week or every week and a half during the offseason.
And to that point, it has never felt like we've had to wait for the tweet or send the tweet, you know, like, hey, do something. Somebody do so. Like, no, it's all good. Things have they've moved. They consistently and have steadily moved one way or the other. I feel like right now, just because of the Bregman, the Arenado, like right now feels like this has been the slowest point of the offseason, and we're literally in the week where pitchers and catchers will be reporting. So now that just becomes a matter of those situations being drug out as opposed to a slow offseason.
Joseph?
Yeah. I would say pretty average offseason.
But you're a guy that doesn't shut it off either. Like you're going into the offseason, you're still making content. You don't switch to other sports. You're still focused primarily on baseball. And so like, yeah, I don't know. For me,
sorry,
go ahead.
No, I mean, most of our videos and shit are about older stuff though. So it doesn't really apply to the day-to-day news as much.
Yeah. I suppose that's true.
Yeah, it just felt like the baseball offseason provided punch early, and that sort of kept the Wolves at bay. Like, oh, we don't need to clamor. We're getting action. Shit, wait, you fucking Snell for 100 plus. Like, sweet. How's this going to continue to go? And the Dodgers, I think, sort of assisted that, right? Because should
They
things
just
get
pissed off
slow, the
everybody
Dodgers
else.
is like, fuck, we'll sign somebody.
real.
We'll add another peanut vendor. We'll add a fucking who wants to play? We'll sign somebody else up. We'll just keep this thing going.
The storylines have been Juan Soto, Dodgers overpowered.
Did the Yankees pivot matter, and are they better without Juan Soto? So there's been, Joe, you're right, dude. There's been storylines that have also assisted that.
I mean, the
would
Red
say
Sox traded
two.
for maybe the best young left-handed pitcher in baseball. And it's like the
Yeah, no one wants
sixth,
to talk about
the
that.
fifth or sixth biggest story of the offseason by the time we sift through it all. That to
Nobody
me
wants.
is indicative of a pretty compelling offseason.
That just shows you the anti-Red Sox bias that's going around these days. It's like the league has kind of passed the Red Sox by. No one really gives a fuck. No one cares about tradition. All this work this franchise has done for baseball forever nowadays. It's just not cool like the Red Sox.
Right? Like the Red Sox can't believe this team is a team that has now turned themselves into a franchise that's willing to part ways with milestone. You hate to have that conversation looming still, Joe, and it isn't. It isn't now. Like you have an opportunity to have a very different conversation.
Yeah, it's like
If there's
okay,
interest
you get
in
this- you get the sixth best pitcher. Okay, big fucking who cares? You're still the Red Sox. That's the
Right?
sentiment going around the league.
Right.
It's hard to really put that into like it's just hard. As a baseball fan myself, it's hard to see that happening.
Jesus Christ, dude. Are you good, bro?
Bro, I think I can catch that through the microphone.
Yeah. The fuck, man.
I've been feeling under the weather, but I'll still do the podcast for sure.
You're just gonna power through, and that's why we respect you, Joe. That's why we
Yeah.
love you here. Yeah. I love you almost as much as I love the Underdog Fantasy app. You know what I mean? That's a strong love.
I
That's
can't
as
say
much
that
as you
about-
can support another person.
I can't say that about myself. I wish I loved
Love
myself
sick.
more
Yeah.
than I loved hitting the higher.
Right. Because MLB season, it's right around the corner. And Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. I believe we're in for the opening day stream. We'll have underdog picks. We'll have stars in the house. Stars galore is what people are saying. You know, the stars come out on opening day for the opening day stream that we're going to be doing on our YouTube channel. Fucking Mr. Big Shot Dallas Braden's going to be, I'm calling a big league ball game, so I can't be there. So he won't be there. It's shocking.
Buddy,
that-
ever
what?
heard of the internet? I'm pretty sure I could fucking tap in.
Yeah, Jake, do we have the technology? I feel like I've asked this before, but I don't know.
Yeah, we just have to put on headphones, but we could tap them in for sure.
See, that's the thing. We're gonna have what? How many people usually come to these fucking things?
No,
Jay?
well,
Like,
no, that's
20.
no. Feel free to tell the
even
people
have-
how you're not a team player. This is where you do that. So,
no. Oh wait, so are you gonna buy the 6 extra headphone sets?
if it were at my house, if I were hosting, that wouldn't even be a question.
I mean, I'm sorry. All I do is provide Papagenos to everyone. That's how I. Am a
Well,
good
cool.
host.
Well, I'll slip you a 20, and that'll take care of pizza for the entire village of fucking Salgus.
Wow.
All right, have Tyler and what's her name patched things up? That confusion.
What was her name, Jake?
Sally, I think.
Sally. Yeah, that's a totally made up name, by the way. There's no way her name
Oh,
was
yeah.
Sally. But
No, there was no
I mean,
prejudice.
Papagenos
Sally.
is probably still trying to take care of that order we put together.
yeah. Regardless, you're going to want to download the Underdog Fantasy app. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Very excited for that opening day stream. It was a massive smashing success last year. We had the Dong Gong. We're going to have to come up with some new bits though. We can't just run back the Dong. The Dong Gong will be there. We'll be giving away some cash, I'm assuming. But we're gonna have to have some new bits. Do I get a dunk tank in my house? I don't know.
You know how long
Like,
I've been
is-
trying to get a dunk tank?
I mean,
in your
I
house?
feel like
No, period.
You can get one in your back. Dallas's backyard is very similar to like Happy Gilmore's backyard. There's a lot going on.
We could 100% we have a dunk. Yes.
What
I
can
don't
we
have
do? What ideas do you guys have that we could implement into an opening day stream?
Armorless paintball.
You want to shoot paintballs in my house?
Oh, well, at you, not.
Oh
at your
no,
house.
no, not me. No, it'd be Tyler.
Why Milky?
We have a Tyler for that. Why would we shoot me?
Well, why are we shooting Milky? I didn't have us fucking poking holes in milk bag, but
Well, I mean,
it's probably more fun to shoot at if we're being honest anyway. The body type, the results.
Right.
You'll
wow,
get,
Jay.
yeah, they would they wouldn't even hurt me. I would just eat them.
Oh fuck,
That's no fun.
Let's think what else. Dots. You guys ever play dots? It's a form of ping pong, shirtless ping pong, where the winner of the point is then allowed a free swipe at his opponent. So you stand.
What does
there,
this have to do with baseball?
So like,
I mean, this
whatever.
guy
I don't
just
know.
wants
You're
to play
asking for
games.
bits. What if somebody gets punched out? Who's getting dotted up? Someone punches out looking, right? Because you got to dot up the fucking pitch. Boom, dotted up, painted away. Who's getting dotted up?
I think it's I'm not opposed to the paintball idea. I think it should be, we all pick one player, and if that player hits a home run on opening day, we get to select someone to take aside to shoot. You get 10 shots of the paintball gun.
See, or I mean, we could pick the higher
Everybody
or
gets
lower
there you go.
based on strikeout total, and that's how many paint balls each of us get to then fire off at Milky. So if the punch out total is at 8 and we're taking the higher and it hits, well then we all get,
Yeah.
if Max Fried punches out 9, then we all get nine balls to shoot at Tyler.
Maybe the cleanest approach is just dedicating Tyler as the target, and then we figure out the game around that, right?
I tried to save you, Milky. I tried to save you.
No, you didn't. You're only trying to save him because you can't shoot him yourself. If you were coming,
I'm not interested in shooting him,
I
but it
would
would be
love to
funny.
do it. Let's do it, brother. Let's shoot this fluffy fuck.
See, I didn't say it.
Yeah, but you did. That's you saying it. So, I mean,
Well,
it is
see,
what
my
it is.
brain's already engineering things here. I'm not even going to be there.
All right. Well, you're the facilitator of fun. Then fucking
am.
facilitate.
All right, no problem.
We're just
Done.
brainstorming here. We're just brainstorming. I mean, we have a month and change before opening day, so we have plenty of time to think of different things that we could do. What do you
Feel
What
like
do you
there's gonna
think,
be a
Joseph?
food challenge in there too, for sure. Something
could
maybe
be.
a little too spicy. Yeah,
Why
I
not?
like it.
Yep, bobbing for baseballs.
I don't know. We could do a lot of athletic events to test out our skills.
Someone's got to put a giant salad bowl full of milk in their lap, and that's where Milky's bobbing for the baseballs.
Yeah, or we could do a hot dog eating concert.
Concert. Yep.
Hot dog eating concert.
We
Joe
just
just-
sing and eat hot dogs.
I mean,
Playing the
just
weenies.
accidentally coming up with the most genius idea just on accident. It's fucking crazy. Hot dog eating concert.
Next on the stage, Frank and the Brats. Woo! Hot dog
We
concert.
get a live fucking band. Get some fucking dogs
Oh, we can get a band.
and some water to wash down the dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, we do all types of contests. Hot
You know
dog
what-
eating concert.
You know what would be fun and
What?
probably pretty straightforward?
What?
We should just do a race outside on the sidewalk.
A
A
race.
foot race.
A foot
A
race.
foot race.
Yes.
Because I'd like to see a lot of these people run.
yeah, I would
I
love.
mean,
I've
What?
called you out for me never having seen you move quickly before, Jared.
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
So here's the thing, Jay. Hey, and here's why. Here's why you don't want this, right?
No.
Is
I want every part of it.
here's why you don't want this. I got a whole lot of mass moving in one direction,
Uh-huh.
so I can go
You just can't stop.
I can't stop.
Well,
I
that would be a good
panic.
video.
Yeah, like I need to like I would race on like a mat because I think once I get going so fast, I'm so fast that it's scary. And I just give out and I don't need like the road rash. I'm gonna
All right,
cut
so a
up
couple
my
of things
knees.
here. Maybe we could put up like a mattress at the end that you can kind of just crash into at the end, right? We can support it and make sure that or we could just have the race be short enough where you're not generating too much of this insane
Blazing
speed.
Yeah, like we need
Maybe
a
like a
50-yard dash out of you.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
50-yard dash piece.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this question.
I got Joe
objectively.
number one in the clubhouse and Jay number two. I got
It's
Jay
not
number
an
two.
impressive crowd overall for running speed.
I've
I don't
seen
think.
Jay Hay try to run out hits
Yeah,
on
I'm
a
not
softball
fast,
field.
to be clear. Yeah, not fast, but I do
don't-
like my chances for like a solid second or third place finish here.
In a straight line too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just go outside of Jared's house and that sidewalk or whatever, or if we can, or the street. I mean, they go pretty fast on that street, so maybe not the street, but the sidewalk. Yeah, we just run down the
We
sidewalk.
could have the police shut down the street.
Yeah, we have the police shut down the sidewalk. We get Eamon, Jeremy shooting it, and we do like a really high quality 50-yard dash race, and then we put that out. People would love that shit.
Like the fucking
And then,
the Seinfeld,
we get our-
the Seinfeld sprint.
Yeah, and it's a nice way to kind of get the blood flowing. Maybe after like the first batch of games or something, or going into the evening games before the sun goes down.
Yeah,
Get people
after
pumped.
you guys just fucking hammer the first heaping of Papagenos,
Yeah,
you'll need to sprint that off for
I think this
sure.
this is great. Obviously, we can do baseball specific stuff, but a nice mid-afternoon sprint I think would be good.
Okay. I got myself finishing second.
I wonder.
I think Joe's the fastest.
Mm.
I think I'm the fastest, but my fear of being too fast is going to keep me from winning.
It's not a legitimate fear, and
It
I need to see this. I need to see this play out. Joe is going to fucking dazzle opening day games. Dazzle.
I think there's a chance that the Section 10 pod is the slowest podcast on planet Earth.
Jay, I
Physically
don't
and
have
mentally,
any thoughts about that at all. I am willing to confirm that right now.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't have that thought before we started this, but now that we've
How
stumbled
has
there,
Steve not caught any strays. He's the goofiest fuck. He's tall, but he has no athletic ability at all.
I got Steve. Steve's one of those guys where Steve's not allowed to wear like Velcro when he has to run because I got his knees fucking locking up together and just like I got Steve.
Coley's way too big to move at all.
Coley's, come on.
Coley's a light jogger. There's no way he's sprinting.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake's lost a ton of weight. Don't sleep on Jake. Everyone sleeps on Jake in these competitions.
I'm not going to make that
fucking
mistake again.
Yeah, don't.
Exactly.
Jake, can you run fast?
I'm all power, no speed. I'm probably pretty slow.
I'm both, and that's why it's dangerous.
Jake is more tractor pull as opposed to drag race. If you
I
know.
would love to see the odds on a Section 10 only race, and I feel like I'd put maybe some serious cash money on Jake because I can write a lot of those dudes.
I
off
would
right
be
away.
in that. So
Right, I know that's what I'm saying. Right,
yeah.
but you're announcing yourself as the favorite, so I'm assuming Jake's going to be like reasonable value.
Obviously, I'm the favorite. I'm by far the most athletic and explosive and powerful.
By the way, this could be easily
Explosive.
integrated into the Underdog app. Such a race,
Explosive.
much
Yeah.
like the Dinger Derby was.
Yeah.
Higher or lower, ACLs blown.
Not to inflate his fucking ego any more than it's already inflated, but I genuinely believe that if we did a baseball is dead Section 10 foot race, that Dallas could run backwards and still win.
I think that might.
you
Have
don't-
you seen him run backwards?
I was just gonna say Jared has seen you.
He runs like an ostrich backwards. And he's still faster than the average just runner.
I think he's competing for the title backwards. What I'm debating is whether he wins outright or not. He's definitely beating lots of people backwards.
That's kind of fucked up. An ostrich?
I mean, ostriches are fast.
I know, but I mean, they're not the most fucking.
Do you think that you look graceful running backwards? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, with that beard and your hair.
Your beard
you
going
actually kind of
out the back.
probably look like an ostrich.
Yeah.
All right, we're done here.
How fast does an ostrich run?
Very fast. It's like
43 miles per
I was
hour.
gonna say 35 miles an hour.
43.
They all has.
Yeah. They range from 30 to 37 miles per hour and can sprint up to 43 miles per hour. And you're sitting here being like, an ostrich, that's offensive to me. No,
I just meant the way
ostriches are offended that they're compared to you.
I meant the way that they fucking look running, and that's all I meant.
That's what how do you know what you look like running backwards? That's what you look like.
Okay.
Case closed. I've seen it. Take it as a compliment. They run fast. They just don't look super, I don't know, graceful when they're doing it. That's
Joe,
fine.
I'm running out fucking homers backwards on the softball field, Joe.
Yeah, I bet Dallas is actually pretty fast.
He is.
But you're not supposed to, when you hit a home run in softball, you're not supposed to run the bases, Dallas. That's kind of fucking bush league. If you did against my team, if you did that against my team, you get your fucking shit stomped, brother. All right? This ain't
Joe, let me tell you a little something about Dallas.
Home.
Let me tell you a little something about Dallas, Joe. We played in a charity game for the raising money for people whose houses burned down. This motherfucker shows up in gardening gloves, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm here to fucking. You guys get it? Do you get it? It's because I'm about to rake, brother. I got these gloves on because I'm about to rake." And then he hit in the game, he hit a ball like over the fucking bullpen and pimped it and like threw the bat up into the sky. Everyone's here just trying to like donate to a good cause, and this guy is playing like it's Game 7 of the World Series. He's chirping. You want to talk about offending people? The guy that gives out the roses in like The Bachelor or whatever. I don't know his name, but he called him the fucking Predator guy's name. He's like, hey, Chris Hansen, where's my rose, Hansen? And it's like that's not his name. That's the Catch a Predator guy. He was unhinged. You couldn't play with this guy. This guy, like, I'm just telling you,
Give the people what they want.
They didn't want that.
They got to build a whole neighborhood because of the eyeballs that Dallas Braden brought on that charity event.
I agree. Yeah,
all those houses.
People were pumped. Raised a lot of money. California
Where's
strong.
my
brother.
rose, Hanson?
Yeah.
I was I may have lost. I got excited. I was rounding second. It was emotional. I saw him. I was like, "Where's my fucking?"
Chris Harrison is who we're talking about, right?
Yes. Yeah. He goes, hey, Chris Hansen, where's my rose, Hansen? Yeah.
Did he ever get a rose?
I don't think so.
That's
Didn't
bullshit.
get a rose, man.
No.
Didn't get a rose. In
No.
spite of
I
Christian
can't imagine
Yelich
why.
batting.
At least you didn't go in
93rd.
100% in the right or in the wrong direction and be like, why don't you have a seat over there? You know?
Harrison. Take a seat, Harrison.
Those cookies are for you. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's just what you're getting into, Joe. You know? It is what it is.
A lot of competition, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm down to compete. I think I could maybe beat Dallas in the race. Who knows?
Maybe,
be
but
close.
probably not. I mean, like, you're definitely way more athletic than people would give you credit for.
I'm
Just
in my
based on
prime,
what I
brother.
saw at the home run. You have effortless athleticism. Like, you were
Joe is
one of the best performers in the Derby without even really trying. Like, you could tell you weren't like actually you weren't taking it super seriously, and you were still one of the best performers.
Yeah, like the collegiate player that I lost out to, trying his absolute heart. He thought he was going to earn another scholarship if he won the Dinger Derby.
Who's to say he wouldn't? Who's to say that someone wouldn't see the tape and be like, we need this guy in our program?
Well, that's it. Connor was like, there's NIL money here available somewhere, and I need to fucking put forth an effort here. I need to lock in at least a
Connor
pair
back
of
there?
boots.
Yeah, he's back there.
What year are you going into, Connor? He's in his fifth year.
He's just looking for NIL money, searching for NIL money.
Yeah. There's no reason to believe why Connor couldn't have come out of the Dinger Derby with an NIL deal and a full boat to like Vanderbilt.
I mean, you guys got connections. Don't you know the coach?
Yeah, we do.
Hit him up. Tell him we got a guy.
You know a lot of the coaches. Yeah.
You fucking got a guy over here.
So that's I think what we should do, because what time does the game start, Jay? Offhand, do you know?
I bet 12.
What time did the game start?
Yeah.
I know we're a night game.
Like what type of window are we looking for?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're still doing opening day.
Oh,
yeah.
12 to 12.
I think first game's at, I would guess 1:00. Let me double check on that.
Maybe we'll tag team on this, Jay and Jake, whoever wants to get involved. But I think it would be cool.
First is 3:00. 3:00.
3:00. Okay. If we at the start of every hour, if we played a game or there was some sort of contest, competition, or game,
that's smart.
Once an hour at the top of every hour, but it has to be something that can be concluded in 10 minutes because you don't need a game running into a game.
Well, this is also, now that we're getting into the timing of everything, I think it's set up the same way that it was last year, where you have just an enormous number of games starting between 3 and 4:15, and then you have real yawning gaps later in the, like you have one 7:00 window, that's the ESPN broadcast, and then you have two 10:10 broadcasts. So like once those 4:00 games, like once 7:00 rolls around, we're basically like a one game operation. So maybe we fill the back end with some stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
You curl on up with Uncle Dal. I'll put you in bed at 7:10 Pacific with Mariners A's baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that idea. Yeah, we could really do, especially if Dallas is going to be available all day if they have the 10:00 stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just plop him in front of a screen and have him just kind of hang out with us.
Yeah, Dal Cam.
That's right.
Chilling. Posted like a thumbtack. That's what we should do. Is we just get a little Snoop Cam that's ours for the broadcast.
What do you mean?
Like on your head?
Like on the wall. Like on my when I say on my computer, I don't mean like via, like through my computer, but I mean like an attachment just above my computer, a little camera. You know, like the Snoop Cams that we have in the broadcast booth. But
so you could just watch Dallas hit the fucking vape pen all game.
Yeah.
Damn, how the fuck's this guy communicating? He's hit the weed pen 37 times in 9 innings.
This inning.
That could be its own game for that matter.
Yeah.
You know, what number does he get
wearing
to?
out the cough button.
You know how many
cough button's broken.
There's
the
a
Sacramento cough button, baby. It's not as sophisticated as the one the Oakland Coliseum.
Part of me wants to. I've always talked about this, like wishing that you could have, you know, like a cat, 9 lives, but live your lives in very different fashions. Like, one life you want to be a war hero. The next life you want to like be a scientist or whatever. I don't know, but could you live your life? Like, I want to go back to the 20s or the 8, like where riding the trains with the players and like as a broadcaster, like, and look, this happens now where you're at the bar and you're getting housed and blah, blah, blah. But like, it was just a very different vibe back then. And now you're rolling up to the ballpark, right? With your stogie in hand, you've got your couple fingers of Glen working in your glass. Like, it's just all accepted. Like, this is just what it is. Like, let me just have my feet up with a massive blunt rolled and
real, dude.
Let me just roll. What's up?
Yeah.
Let me roll.
That's what baseball used to be. Baseball used to be about having fun, and you could go to the games and be drunk and be in the game. And just eat hot dogs and hit bombs and be drunk in the game.
Like that guy hit third for the like most prestigious sports franchise in the world.
Yeah. And now we're firing umpires for gambling? What does the game come? Since when can you not gamble as an umpire? A little bit.
A little
That's been
bit.
part of the game for centuries.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, don't go crazy.
Yeah. It's called having fun. Couldn't they not even prove that it was him that was placing bets?
Well, according to the MLB investigation, what happened is Pat Hoberg, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, was MLB umpire, top-rated MLB umpire.
Extraordinaire, by the way. Yeah.
Right. Only umpire to ever ump a perfect game on record. Didn't get a single call wrong. He apparently had a betting account with a friend. Like I think he might have made the account under his name, but he was sharing it with his buddy who was like a big poker player. And his buddy was using the account and he was gambling a lot. And his buddy was starting gambling. His buddy was gambling on baseball games. He says, I never gambled on baseball. MLB says there's no evidence he ever gambled on baseball. But since they shared an account and his buddy was betting on games, that's enough. Oh, and he was gambling on other shit too, but not baseball.
That's brutal.
That's just sloppy work, though.
Yeah, that's all. That's all that is.
If you're a major league baseball umpire and your buddy's like, let's share an account, and then I would be like, that's fine, but do not fucking bet on baseball because there's no way I can prove that it's not me. So like, I'm not jeopardizing my career for that. Like, I look at everything risk reward. What is the fucking reward versus the risk on that?
Yeah, the cost of your fucking job. And like, I mean, how many years of umpiring did that guy have to do just to get an MLB? Like over a decade worth of shit. And he was a guy who got there young. He's pretty young still. But like, I don't think there's probably not a path back for him ever to umpire an MLB again. And then what's the fallback for an umpire?
Well, that's where this becomes something.
Insurance
like
sales.
if you're following this, or if this is something that interests you, you just have to wait for this year, right? Like, think about the players that kind of got caught up in this as well last year, who did not play this year. And when I say this year, I mean 2024. They didn't play in 2024 because they got caught up. They got hemmed up in this. So now, do those guys ever make it back to organized, affiliated professional baseball? Does the umpire, who the best in the game, elite, right? It's not like he was top tier, like he was the tier. And if he sits out this year and baseball welcomes him back in, can it be looked at through a lens of ignorance and education? Meaning what we just outlined, sloppy business. So here's your opportunity to figure out and be educated on how you have to do this. You cannot have an account as an umpire that is affiliated with gambling on the game of baseball. So from here on out, if you understand that moving forward, we're good to go. Is that something that happens? Is Major League Baseball willing to do that? You know, that's what I think we're all going to be looking for.
So, I mean, you probably know better than us because we're a player, but I believe you're allowed as a player to bet if it's not baseball. Can you have a account if you're an MLB?
That's my understanding. So like Joe, like, trust me, dude, when all this stuff came through, like I was trying to figure out like, you know, where these guys as a player can get in, because that's where I instantly went was, as a player, would I be allowed to bet on football if I was in a state where I could do that? Or, you know, like, where's the gray area here? And that's what they're figuring out, players who may have known, may not have known, feigning ignorance, whatever. But that's the education that they're getting via these suspensions is, no, man, you can't have an account that is linked to betting on the game of baseball as an active player, because you're just not allowed to bet on baseball as an active player.
Yeah. But so you can bet on the Super Bowl, but just don't bet on Major League Baseball. And this is what he got caught for. The guy who was making the bets, who they're saying was making the bets, bet, I think, on like 5 or 6 games that Hoberg umpired in, which was like an obvious, like, suspicious, shit.
Yeah. Well, because
what's
then
going on here? They looked into them. The article I read in The Athletic, they went through each game and there was really no, like, the guy lost money on the games he bet on with Hoberg umpiring. So it doesn't seem.
It was
like
8
it
bets
was
involving Hoberg umpired games of 141 baseball bets placed from his account. So
yeah,
that to me would suggest sort of incidental as opposed to, you know,
Intentional.
a scheme to, you know, fix the game or defraud. And, you know, to Joey's point about it, not the forensic evidence suggested that there was no game fixing based on profitability or any other manipulation or stuff like that. So to Jared's original comment, sloppiness seems to be the response here, or a misjudgment of who he should be involved with.
Carelessness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like, dude, like honestly, if you're his friend, Pat Hoberg's friend, you're probably looking at it going, Pat's the fucking best at what he does. Like, I'm going to get a fair assessment here. If I'm going to get it anywhere, it's probably going to be with my boy Pat. So I like the odds of this game, no pun intended, being called fairly or as fairly as I think it could go. That's why I'm rolling with this game. I don't know. It just sucks.
Yeah. Because I don't think there's probably a path for him. Because the truth is, when it comes to sports betting and like professional, and now it's like, it's very colluded because the leagues are doing ads for it, but it's not allowed. The players aren't allowed to do it. I think it's very hard for a player to bet on a game, or a manager or someone employed, and then try to like rig it. Like, because the amount of money you'd have to bet for it to be worth it for a guy, even making league minimum $700K a year, in order for you to make a bet that's worth the squeeze and risking your job, it's going to come up and be flagged immediately, because you're not going to be able to put like 100 grand on this random player to get a strike, like two strikeouts a game.
But what we're starting to flirt with, and what you're starting to get into, Joe, is what moves the needle for an individual. And for an individual, it might be, and I know guys like this who a $5 bet, just dripping with integrity and the ability to talk shit, that $5 bet means more to them than $1,000 bet would about something else, just because of what's at stake there. So what moves the needle for guys, what gets guys going? And because look, if my offer didn't work out today and it works out tomorrow, well, that's why I'm going to play consistently.
I mean, this is not baseball, but Terry Rozier and Jonte Porter, who's now the latter of whom is now straight up banned from the NBA for life. Like, the amount of money, like Terry Rozier's made, and I know it's accused at this point, I believe, rather than proven, but Terry Rozier's made more than $100 million in his career, and is accused of being caught up in bets that involve tiny little fractions of that amount of money. So like, your point that like they can't make individual bets or even series of bets that really stand up to their salary is totally true. But like, it's not always that gets these guys off or whatever.
I'm saying, well, the real concern, like, genuinely, no one really cares if someone's betting on a game they're not involved in. The real concern is that people are going to start betting on games they're playing in, affecting the outcome, and that fucking destroys the sport. That's why people get suspended for it. That's the whole issue. A player rigging a game for money, it's like very hard for that. It'd have to be like that guy Porter, who was a fucking bench player, nobody, who like, you know, made 50 grand or whatever a game throwing the game, and gets caught immediately because it's easy as fuck to track. Like, it's the most unsuspicious thing ever. Who the fuck is going to bet the guy's total Jonte Porter? No one even knows who he is. Who's going to bet 50 grand out that he's going to hit the under? It's suspicious. But an umpire who gets paid like half of that, like, I think that's the biggest threat to sports in general when it comes to betting. Like, umpires and referees have way more to gain. They make way less money. They probably have more effect on it. Like, these are the guys who are really the biggest threat in terms of when you talk about rigging games. So that's why I don't think there's any way Hoberg ever umpires again. Technically, he's able to like get reviewed, and next year he could come back in 2026, but I doubt it.
Yeah. And that's what, like, because this is an arbiter. Right? Like, this is an umpire. This is the guy who's supposed to be enforcing the rules, quite literally, and the laws of the game. And so if you have a question mark over that individual's head, then you can understand why the sport, any sport, whether it's a referee, an umpire, an official of whatever kind, if they have that cloud looming over them, then that entire contest and every contest moving forward would potentially have that same cloud looming over it. And that's not something that any sport wants.
It's fair. I couldn't imagine being at like the top level of your craft and being so careless with something that is going to guarantee. It's like being a baseball player and being like, yeah, like me and my buddy from college, we share a bank account and he's buying steroids. They're not mine. There's no way to prove that they're not mine. Like he's buying them, but it's like, why? Like why risk it? It's just such a dumb thing to do. But I digress. I don't know that there's any like crazy stories that happened. I was happy to see that Trey Mancini got a job.
Yeah, that's nice. One of the all-time great dudes.
Yep, he's fucking awesome. I love Trey Mancini. Very happy that he's got a job. It's a minor league deal with the D-backs, so hopefully he gets back to the big leagues in 2025. Very easy guy to root for. Yoan Moncada is going to the Angels. How do we feel about that? Is he someone that's is it low risk, high reward? Is it low risk, mediocre reward? Like what are we talking about here?
It's necessity.
Like they need a body. They're like, hey, we need the Anthony Rendon insurance policy.
Well, they got an
Anthony
all-star.
Rendon at this point is now a Yoan Moncada stunt double, right? I mean, isn't that how it's going to go? Isn't that how it feel it's going to go? Yoan Moncada is there to play baseball because the guy that they have there is, for better or worse, has not been able to play as much baseball as everybody would like.
That's the story, right? Like
that's it.
All due respect, who really gives a shit about Yoan Moncada? Because to answer your original question, I think it's low risk, low reward. Like I just don't think there's a lot here. It's part of why he was available for the terms and as late into the season as he was. But the story is that their highest, I think on an average annual value, actually their highest paid player, and one of the most disastrous contracts in Major League Baseball history has reached a point where we're in February and he's already being essentially written off for the entire season. Like we're not even doing the play acting of, Anthony Rendon's going to be our starting third baseman. And then, he plays 35, 40 games or whatever it is. And it's just kind of the same back and forth throughout the season. We've already reached a point where it's like whatever report they have on his health or his availability or whatever is so ominous that they need to sign a guy that they can actually pen into the third base role, despite the fact they're paying him $35 million a year.
That's another issue, though, Jay. Hey, this guy doesn't fucking play either. Juan Moncada gets injured.
Available.
Moncada.
Who? We just
Mercado, bro.
Yoan Mercado.
Yeah. You give me seizures every time you start to say name. Because I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. But
Mercado, dude.
Can we just at some point in time, I think this needs to be said. Is it fair? Is it fair now that we've had our fun firing the arrows at Rendon and I mean he has wore them, but is it fair to peel back and say, you know what, the mishandling of his injury and the miscommunication of what happened before it ever got to us publicly? Is it fair to say that it got so bad and it was so toxic that Anthony Rendon has already made the decision and made it a long time ago that until I feel like I am farting unicorn dust, that's how good I feel from top to bottom, like 1,000%, until I feel that way, you're not getting anything out of me. And you can drag me through the mud. You can tell the free world that I'm terrible. I'm a bad teammate. I don't care, because what you cost me was the opportunity to live up to or even become a shade of the guy who deserved this contract. But you screwed me and you didn't communicate with me. The medicals ended up being what they were. I thought I was coming back from a high ankle sprain. Turns out it's a hairline fracture or a fracture in my leg that has prevented me from healing. And is there any room for that?
So that's part of why I think this will go down as probably the worst contract in baseball history. Like it's all of those things. It's not just the $245 million figure. It's not just that he gave them, if he's really done producing for the Angels at this point, which seems reasonably fair to assume, he gave them 3.7 wins above replacement, for $245 million over the course of a 7-year deal. Okay. So but it's not just that.
Check my war. Check my career war right now. Tell me I'm more than that.
And it's not just that he was given or rewarded with this contract by a team that didn't benefit at all from what came before the contract. Like,
yes,
I saw somebody respond
Dallas Braden in 5 seasons is worth more wins above replacement than Anthony Rendon.
Yep.
With the Angels.
Nailed it, buddy. Good job.
You and me.
And that's with a negative 1.3 WAR in your rookie season. Woof.
Yeah.
Stick with him.
Nope.
Yeah. That was,
Grinder.
oh boy.
Grinder.
But like, somebody responded on Twitter saying, what about Steven Strasburg? Like, he signed a contract and basically never pitched again. And I'm like, okay, if we're doing strict like dollar per WAR math, yeah, maybe Steven Strasburg's contract is worse than Anthony Rendon's, but like they were rewarding him in a sense for delivering a World Series and giving one of the greatest postseason pitching performances that we've literally ever seen. Anthony Rendon won the World Series for the Nationals and got the contract from the Angels, who he then proceeded to never play for. And I get it's more complicated than he just doesn't want to play or he's not tough. I know that's not really what this is about, but there are 2 full seasons left on this deal and both sides seem to just be like, this is kind of over. $77 million is left on that contract. Like, they're not walking away from 1 and 20.
And this is where like, I legitimately feel like for Rendon's sake, if he does have anything left in the tank physically and he cares at all about his reputation in the game or feels like that the narrative is so strong against him that he wants to go out and prove that, hey, you know what? My better years are behind me, but who I am and how much I care about playing the game is something that has been stifled and has had to take a back seat for other reasons. I just want an opportunity to go out and show that I do love the game. I can play at a high level, even if it's not the level that we all anticipated throughout this 7-year deal. But fuck, man, I know what it's like to get to a point where you feel like the very organization that is supposed to be helping you through the most difficult time in your life is actually the biggest hurdle that is in your path to getting to where you want to go. And you have to work through that emotionally. And sometimes there's just not a light at the end of that tunnel that is bright enough to get you to say, all right, I can forget about all that. Let's forge ahead.
This is not entirely Rendon's fault. And obviously a lot of this starts with Moreno and the various front offices that have executed the deals, but it's almost breathtaking. Like the amount of what I'll call wasted money that the Angels have put together on long-term mega deals, like 250 for Rendon, whatever portion we want to account for Pujols' contract having been dead weight. Like they basically had to eat the Josh Hamilton thing. CJ Wilson was a massive mistake. Like Gary Matthews Jr. And now we're getting into like $50 million contracts, but like, that stuff adds up. We're talking about like $600 million, $700 million in contracts that returned basically nothing.
Whiffs. You could put you could put all those players together. Like, well, I don't know. Pujols probably not fair. I mean, what was his WAR accumulative over his career with the Angels?
It was 12.7 over 10
because
years.
I was going to get crazy and say that I bet if you can combine all those players, they don't have 15 wins above replacement.
Yeah. I mean, it may just be Pujols, honestly. Like, yeah. And that's over a decade term too. So we're talking about like maybe the best deal of the group that I just named was returning 1 win a season. Nuts. And all of that was clustered in the same period of time. Like, people forget now because the bar was so high coming from St. Louis and the end was so bad. Pujols' first handful of seasons in LA were not terrible. They were not.
He was like hitting 30, driving in 100.
Yeah, they weren't MVP caliber seasons. He received some down ballot support, but like they weren't immediately disastrous. And in a sense, Rendon's wasn't either. It just happened to come in the 2020 shortened campaign, and then immediately from 21 on, he's just been totally useless as a baseball player, perhaps not as a human being. So, but
Perhaps.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But like to
He's
me,
good around the house. He's not useless. Changes diapers.
he could. So when Chris Sale got hurt repeatedly with the Red Sox, you could tell that it was just wearing on him mentally. Like he was going through it, that he could not get back on the field and compete. Maybe it's me being out on the East Coast. I don't see I obviously, anytime that Rendon has a funny quote, we talk about it. Do you think it wears on Rendon, or do you think he's just like, it is what it is, man?
That takes me back to the communication between the player and the organization. So let's use the Red Sox and Chris Sale as our first example. Do we feel like they were both on the same page together in terms of the team's effort to try to get him back to where he wanted to be? Was there open lines of communication? And was that a team effort spearheaded by both groups trying to get him back on the field? And if so, then that's two groups who are working in unison together and have a great relationship with each other, which then has the player feeling the way that Chris Sale felt about not being able to perform, because you feel that way about a group who's doing everything they can for you. I've said it to his face many times, and I say it to him essentially every time I see him. My greatest regret in my career is not being able to take the ball for Bob Melvin based on the communication and the effort that I got from him and our group together on how to get me back on the fucking field. Like I spend nights up, like just like, was there nothing I could do? Like, no, dude, you didn't have any ligaments attached to your fucking arm. You couldn't do anything. But it's like, was there something I could do? That's how players feel. If Rendon wasn't getting that sort of action and he wasn't getting that sort of feeling reciprocated from the organization, who, like I said, was sort of telling him, your legs are kind of all right. We're not really sure what's going on. Oh, fuck, man. A couple months later, we found out shit's broken. I'm going to feel a certain way about that as a player. I'm going to have issues with that, because at no point in time was my best interest at the top of your list. Really, you were just trying to figure out a way to appease me, to make this my fault. This is how it feels now, based on the picture that you've painted and how I've been portrayed. Like I'm the fucking bad guy here. I'm the dude who had a broken leg that you didn't tell I had a broken leg. That's who I am.
Yeah, but also look at guy like, no one says that about Mike Trout. He's dealing with the same organization, and now at this point, like 3-4 years straight injuries. No one looks at him like the way they look at Rendon, and they're dealing with the same organization and probably the same communication. No,
Mike Trout, homegrown. Mike Trout is the heartbeat of that franchise. If Mike Trout wants everybody to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch before the game starting this year, that's what people will do. And Anthony Rendon just doesn't carry that cachet. He is a guy who the Angels did pay to come over and be a part of something special, but because of how the relationship got kicked off and how sour things went so early, Anthony Rendon feels not a single bit of priority or anything that he owes the Angels. But Mike Trout is a guy who we've talked about took a hometown discount to be the dude there because he wants to win there. And that's how he is. Like, he's loyal like a Labrador. Anthony Rendon is loyal like the cat you just picked up at the pound, who's already been spayed, chipped, and has lived 6 years in the mean streets. Like thanks, appreciate the lift out of the pound. See you later.
And Trout, as a 2-time Super Bowl winner, like they probably give him more leeway, treat him a little better than Rendon. But also, but Dallas, like the thing about Rendon is that we've been seeing these quotes and things that he says that makes people not trust him or think that he doesn't really like baseball, doesn't really want to play that bad before he was on the Angels, like quotes when he was with the Nationals. He didn't have injuries issues, but this goes back before even the Angels.
Yeah, no, and that's part of why the character has been the question, because the idea of him like not being in love with the game of baseball was something we understood or heard about before he got to Anaheim, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why we all knew like this wasn't doing him any favors by the way he was sort of literally jabbing back at fans at times and people who had things to say. But I've always felt like there has been a bit of a layer of undue fault or blame placed on his side of things.
You think it's unfair? Jared, do you think it's unfair?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. I mean, I think when you look at kind of like to what Dallas was saying about how, well, Mike Trout's homegrown. Mike Trout is the face of the franchise. It's like, okay, well, Anthony Rendon got $245 million. Like, he's also like, I know what he's become. Like, Rendon has essentially become like a meme at this point, a running joke. But this is a dude that had 30 career wins above replacement before he came to the Angels. He was, dare I say, on a Hall of Fame path trajectory before he showed up at the Angels' doorstep. And now he's kind of just the butt end of the joke. And the conversation started because we were talking about Yoan Moncada being signed as a preemptive, precautionary, built-in security system for the Angels. It's like, well, why would we go into another season thinking this is the year Anthony Rendon's going to play 155 games for us? Like, you'd be an idiot to do that. So, like, to Dallas's point, I get it. The Angels, the communication, they fucked up. Is it broken? Is it not? They didn't get it right. But for better or for worse, whoever you want to blame, Anthony Rendon is kind of it's a running bit at this point that he's not going to play games. And when he doesn't play games, he's going to get asked about it, and he's not going to do himself any favors. He's going to give these murky answers to the media, and he's going to be prickly with them. And when it comes to a merciful end, we will look back on this as like Jay Hay said, the worst contract in the history of the sport.
Because how does it play out? Like, let's just ask ourselves. All right.
They're not going to eat it and release him. You think so?
No, but let's go through the exercise real quick. It's June, Joe. It's June. He's not playing. We don't have a real reason as to why he's not playing. And you ask him, hey, what's going on? What would he say? What would you have him say?
Legs broke. Legs broken, Skip. I'm getting trying my best, doing my stretches every day.
You know,
showing
like
up early.
So that's where like the messaging between him and the Angels this year, maybe one of the it's not of any magnitude, but a storyline to keep your eye on. What is the messaging coming out of the Halos camp with Rendon and the Angels respectively? Because once the camera turns on and the questions start getting asked, if we're not on the same page here, it's going to be very apparent very quickly, and we're going to put ourselves right in the crosshairs of people who are going to be talking about this shit if we don't have an idea of what we're saying, of what we're telling people.
Maybe he thrives in the backup role, and that's not something that we even considered. He's more comfortable behind Moncada. And he thrives. And he plays 100 healthy games in a platoon.
Just how they drew it up.
Amazing. 813 OPS. Did you guys see the stat? This is an insane fucking stat, because like the Nationals, I guess, the Nats media put out a stat like since the Rendon left, the Nats have had 19 third basemen since Rendon left in 2020. So it's like, damn, man, we got a revolving door at third baseman. We need to really help. Like, we can't replace Rendon. But since then, the Angels, since getting Rendon, have had 28 third basemen since 2020 from Jeff Fletcher.
Fletch, I love him. I love Jeff Fletcher. He worked, he covered the A's beat for a while. He is just follow him because he is look, it's right here. writing's on the wall. Like, it's just, I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't give a shit if they answer my questions or not. Like, I'm really good at what I do. Here it is. All right. Just here it is. If you want the truth, follow Fletch.
Yeah. Dallas, you ever dabble with Via?
Via, you know what? I tell you, dabbling. I'm thinking about dabbling. I'm trying to get old Mamacita to dabble as well.
Yeah. Got a nice little care package, which I do very much appreciate. I'm looking to. There's a couple different avenues that I'm looking to go down.
Well, I mean, there's a few different sleep
products.
options.
Yeah. They've got some. They've got some sleep options. They've got some high energy options. You know, let's be real. 2025 has been all about change, whether it's work, personal stuff, or just the daily grind. It can be hard to keep up. But here's the deal. When things get hectic, we don't have to go through it alone. Embrace the power of nature and elevate your everyday with Via. Trusted by over 500,000 customers, Via is the Swiss Army knife of wellness, dedicated to harnessing the natural benefits of hemp to create high-quality wellness products. Whether you're looking to improve your sleep, focus, recovery, add a little pep to your step, or just get high, Via has something for you. With products ranging from 0 to 100 milligrams of THC, Via gives you the power to blaze your own trail. I see what you did there. Via is renowned for their award-winning THC and THC-free gummies and vapes, THCA flower, soothing topicals, and calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Via legally ships to nearly all states in the U.S. in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee, no medical card required. So if you're 21 plus, check out our link to Via's website, link in our description, and use the promo code BID, and that'll get you 15% off. And if you're new to Via, you get a free gift of your choice. The sleeping methods, Dallas, you got to give it a try.
You enjoying those?
Like yeah. I mean, I'm not one, especially now that we have like the flying squirrels in the ceiling. It's been a little difficult to get to sleep at night. No longer an issue with Via.
So hammer those down and it's a done deal.
100%. 100%. Again, if you're 21 plus, check out the link to Via in our description. Use the promo code BID to get 15% off. And if you're new to Via, get a free gift of your choice. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via. That's VIIA. You guys want to do a little redrafty? Actually, you know what? Shout out to Kiké Hernandez going back to the Dodgers, breaking his own news
again
during the Super Bowl. I don't know that that was high traffic baseball hours, but Kiké Hernandez announcing his return to the Dodgers via his own social media last night. Very happy for Kiké. That's where he belongs. It would be weird, like Kiké with like the Cardinals or something. Or like Kiké with the Marlins, like it just wouldn't hit. Yeah, he's a
stop. Just go back to the Dodgers, and
he's got Jesse Chavez vibes. Any other team, he's gonna suck ass. But if he's with the Dodgers, he's gonna be a beast.
From moving forward, yeah, he was a baller for the 21 Sox.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Lil Poppy.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Lil Poppy.
Lil Poppy.
You guys want to do a little, what year are we doing? 2006? A little 2006 MLB Re-Draft. Wow. Can you believe it? 2 redrafts in a row where I'm picking second.
A lot of talent out there. A lot of talent out there. Did you guys notice And I want to take this time right now. I talk a lot about them. It's a wonderful group of people who have done magnificent things for our platform, for their platform, which is really what I want to pedestalize right now. And that is the Baseball is Dead Discord. When you talk about compiling genius and getting that all in the same room, that's tough to do on the internets these days. But that group, and not lost on me that they find themselves, but just a brilliant group of geniuses getting together, assessing our drafts. I just want to thank them for their continued effort. I appreciate it.
That's I'm glad you harnessed your genius and figured out that the platform is called Discord and not Discourse, which was all over last episode and also noted in the Discord.
Shots
but
fired.
It's good.
Bullshit.
It's good. I know they mean a lot to you. Yeah.
Bad Mike.
Discourse. Shout out to everyone on Discourse.
The
for
good
their
folks
support.
of the Discourse.
I think I finished 4th in this one, but you know what? I don't give a fuck, man.
Hey, you know what? That's that quick memory we're looking for.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, dude. You kidding me? I've built some good teams. I built some good teams, and I you know what? Give me credit. Don't give me credit. We don't give a shit. It's completely subjective.
Well, you're in a pretty good spot here for this draft.
Oh, some would say the best spot.
No, I mean, I'm in the best spot, but you're in the second best spot.
Disagree. We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out, I guess.
Where am I? Am I picking third?
It is Jay Hay, Jared, Dallas, Joey for this draft. 2006. 2006.
That's a
wow.
huge drop for you from 2 to 3, DB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still,
you hate to see
still
that.
good talent, though. You can build a winning program.
Not as good, though.
No.
No.
Not even close, really. Should we get started?
Yeah, why not?
Great. I'm going to start us off with the guy who went 7th in the real 2006 MLB draft. He is the, all due respect to the guy who's going to go number 2, who's going to the Hall of Fame as well. This is the obvious number 1 overall pick in this draft.
Mhm.
It is Clayton Kershaw.
Wow. Clayton Kershaw going first.
Didn't see
in
that
the 2006 MLB redraft. I don't like that Jay Hay just assumed that I would go Max Scherzer here.
Why would I not assume that?
Why would he not assume that?
Yeah, well,
is there somebody I don't know who's in this draft?
I would take someone else.
Yeah,
I was going to take someone else.
Yeah, there's Matt Latos is in this. Trevor Cahill, drinking partner of mine.
It's a good point.
Dylan Betances is in this draft. Brett
Betances with
Anderson.
Wolves?
Brett Anderson's in this draft. Dallas.
I know. I know. Did you hear
Derek
me, Jay?
Holland is
I
in
did.
this draft.
Betances.
Yep. Jabba Chamberlain.
Hey, how about you quit fucking piping out names,
How
dickhead?
about- Jesus.
All right, relax. I'm just setting the tone for everyone in the chat.
You're just reading the
Everyone in the
draft
chat,
board.
everyone in the chat that's like, gee, I wonder who else could go later in this draft. Well, how about Kyle Drabeck? You know?
Uh-huh.
That's who Jared's
Yeah.
taking.
Probably rather have Doug, but
Also eligible in this draft is Toby Stoner.
Toby Stoner. Yep, saw that. He's on my list.
He's on my
it's
list.
definitely not on my list.
Yep.
So
Toby
is Brad
Stoner.
Boxberger, simply for the last name Boxberger.
Yeah. Yeah, who's to say?
So who's your
Who's
pick?
to say? Don't assume my pick. Because with the second pick in the 2006 MLB redraft, Team Rocket selects Max Scherzer.
Nice.
First round, 11th overall in the 2006 draft originally. He will go first round, 2nd overall in the redraft.
Max Scherzer.
Dallas, you're on the clock.
I am.
Is Dallas going to go with the fun pitcher or the boring position player?
Don't be a dick.
Well,
Um,
I think all of our memories of Lincecum are a little bit more exciting than our memories of Evan Longoria, but
yeah, you know what?
lots
Just
of talking
because
to
I gotta. I mean, obviously, both these gentlemen are friends. one guy just speaks to me.
Mm-hmm.
One guy as a spirit animal, one guy speaks to me as a guy who understands the vibrations of this rock that we're spinning on together. There's only one pick I can make here this moment. I do want to take this time to remind everybody that in the most pivotal at bat of our encounter, our many encounters, Evan Longoria, how many career homers this guy have? Over 300. Like this, Evan Longoria squared around a bunt
In a perfect
against
game
me.
bid. Yeah.
In a perfect game
Yeah.
bid. Long
Fucking
ago.
asshole.
Long ago.
You want me to call him right now?
But I mean, he doesn't. He's probably ripping
not doing
cards right
anything.
now. What's that?
No, he's not doing anything.
No, call him.
I'll give him a call. Let's give him a call. He's going to be like, what the fuck do you want? Let's give him a call. Maybe he's sleeping. Where does he live? West Coast?
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Does he live on the east? He's in Florida.
Is he?
Yeah.
He could be golfing.
Golfing.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
There you go.
Well-
no long ago. Let's see if
Well,
he calls
much
back
like-
before the end of the draft.
But much like that day, Jared, it was swing and miss. So I am
You struck him up?
absolutely taking the freak, Tim Lincecum.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Two-time-
not taking Longoria.
I am not taking Longoria. I'm taking Tim Lincecum. I
Wow.
want 2 Cy Youngs. Absolutely. Give me the 3-time World Series champ. Give me Tim
Wow.
motherfucking Lincecum, son.
Damn, what a plot twist there.
Absolutely taking Tim Lincecum. What are
So
we
you-
fucking
so
talking
you were,
about?
You were going to have me call Evan Longoria for you to tell him on the phone I'm not taking you?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's savage.
Yes.
I mean, we called Donaldson to let him know his MVP was getting taken away. It's kind of what we do.
I guess so. You're right.
Say,
When you're
say
right,
no
you're
fucking
right.
soup kitchen. We ain't
Mhm.
handing out Happy Meals around here.
No.
Yeah. That brings us to young Joseph at number 4.
What a tough spot to pick. Wow.
It's crazy.
This is terrible. But I will make the most out of it.
Sure.
And I will pick Evan Longoria
And
to be my cornerstone
Mhm.
third baseman
Sure.
and position player, heart of the lineup, something you guys don't have. And to supplement that talent in the field, I will get some talent on the bump
Mhm.
and pick Jeff Samardzija because
yes, Joseph.
just trust me on this one. Jeff Samardzija is the better pick.
Yikes.
I had, for whatever reason,
You
I
had him
was
much
looking-
lower? Yeah, me too.
I was looking at the list of available pitchers here, and I like the second he started talking pitchers, I highlighted Jeff Samardzija. I was like, he's going Samardzija here. I can just feel it.
Just,
I know, but I'm a fucking idiot because why? You could have got Alex Cobb. Or you could have got Doug Fister and you got Jeff Samardzija. You're such a fucking stupid idiot. Same fucking shit, dude. At least my guy's a badass who played fucking football, and like your bullshit players who none of them played football.
Yeah.
Imagine Tim Lincecum playing football, little fucking 5'3" guy. Would have got his shit rocked.
Wasn't he a kicker?
Samardzija?
Yeah.
Samardzija was a
No,
fucking
Samardzija
wide
was a
receiver
wideout. Yeah.
Oh,
for the
yeah,
Notre
yeah, yeah.
Dame. He was a fucking beast, bro.
He's
I
a
know.
national champion, dude.
All right.
All
Whatever.
right,
Okay.
so it's on me.
Back to Dallas. Yep.
Back to me. See, I could go 2 ways here,
Sure.
but I'm going to develop a theme because what I'm finding
Taking
out.
players who aren't as good as other people on the board?
yeah.
No. See, like,
Oh, okay.
look, if you're just going to pick up the scraps, Jay, that's fine. And if I'm going to force you to do that, that's fine.
I'm excited
because
about
what
who's gonna be
nobody
on
will
board for me.
have, what nobody will have is the cachet that I have on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Just do a quick little confirmation here.
Mm-hmm.
Just take Brett Anderson and build your team of stoners.
Yeah. Angry stoners.
Easy. Easy. I am with my second pick.
Yep.
I got to do it. I'm going to take JT. Give me JT.
Ah, you fucking
I
piece
will
of
take
shit.
Justin Turner, the two-time
You're an
All-Star,
asshole.
Damn, I
You're
thought
World
he was
Series
thought he would
You're an
champion,
asshole.
NLCS MVP.
You're an asshole.
But in all seriousness, one of the best parts about Justin Turner is his philanthropic efforts, regardless of what
shut
city
the
he's in.
fuck up. You took the best available player.
No.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Well, statistically, yes, but
I really like how he donates to charity, and that's going to help us win some championships in the long
he was,
run.
he was out there this weekend with Easton.
a little bit.
Good
You
guy.
literally took the best available player.
Good guy.
No, he didn't.
Loser.
Because this, oh my God, this shapes up so nicely for me. So nicely for me. Because I'm getting the other two dudes that I want guaranteed.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah, it's probably because they suck ass.
that will solidify the draft. Nope. Come on,
Paul
Lollipop.
Goldschmidt is a Havens in this.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick him.
JD Martinez is a Havens.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to add some attitude to my team?
Little early for that, no? Come on.
Do I want to add some pizzazz? Oh wow, Matt Antonelli, huh? Matt Antonelli, first round, 17 overall. I believe he was from Peabody. Yeah. The
You gonna
town
take Matt
over.
Antonelli? That's a good one.
Pick him up.
He's big on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Matty A.
Yeah.
That's good. Build out the YouTube corner of your MLB redraft team.
Yeah, he grew up the town over from me. Didn't pan out too much, but he's a big YouTuber like Joe. Shit, man. Chris Archer has me blocked on Twitter. Do I force him to be on my team now? You know what? I'm going to pick the guy who I shared a cigarette with in Houston, Texas. It was a late night, summer of 2011. And I'm out there at the team hotel ripping darts with my second round pick, Josh Reddick.
Spider-Man.
Yep. Big wrestling fan.
He cheated.
Yep.
He wore a wire, bro. You know he wore a wire.
Is confetti my dog. He definitely cheated, but I support it. I want guys who want to win so bad that they will fucking cheat their way to a title.
Okay.
It's admirable.
Mm-hmm. We're okay with it here. Max Scherzer's been thrown out how many times for sticky stuff? Come on. That might be my theme for this team. I might just draft all cheaters.
All right. Well, my turn now. And I am going to build the scariest fucking bullpen that you motherfuckers have ever seen in the MLB redraft. And I'm going to take back-to-back. I'm going to go Zach Britton and Andrew Miller.
Wow. I like that play. Damn.
Damn. Where the fuck is Andrew Miller?
He's down there.
Where? I didn't know Andrew Miller was
6th overall pick in this draft, baby.
Yep. Do I get Andrew Bailey?
Oh, boom, boom.
Andrew Bailey. Hello, Andrew Bailey. Stephen Wright. Piece of shit. That guy fucking sucks. I hate that guy.
You love him.
You need a knuckler on your team, though. You don't have a knuckler.
No, we don't need him.
Fucking J-Hay. What a dick.
Yeah, that was a great one too, right there. I gotta be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Why the fuck is Andrew Miller not on this list?
He is. I just saw him earlier.
Yeah, his WAR is
Oh,
not
here he
particularly
is.
high if you're sorting by that, but
Yeah, that's why it's not a good pick. 8.5 WAR. Wow.
That's why
Terrible.
it's not a good pick.
people are going to love that one.
25th ranked pitcher by WAR in the draft. And wow.
Yeah.
Carabas, what do you got?
I mean, these middle rounds suck. Like there's no
It's a
like
4-round draft.
All
These
fine.
middle
Fuck
rounds
you.
is where this
Fuck
thing can
you
really
then.
get
I'm
away
doing it.
from
I'm
you.
doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Fucking guy.
Tommy Pham, come
Oh,
on down.
shit,
Oh yeah.
son. What's good,
Yeah.
fam?
Yeah.
Is that you calling Tommy Pham a cheater?
Yeah.
Choose your next
No.
words very wisely.
Just one word. No. No, I need someone to keep everyone else in line. All
Good
these
pick.
cheating motherfuckers in this clubhouse. Tommy Pham's gonna keep them in line.
Good pick. He's also a potential trade piece.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Dallas
Well,
got?
after J.A. just fucking absolutely raided the coffers.
Shout out to fucking before Dallas gives his pick, it's gonna be good. But shout out to Tommy Pham because we don't really look at Tommy Pham as some fucking amazing player, but he's like the only guy in this draft still playing,
Still playing. Still rocking, Joe. Yes.
other than Scherzer and Kershaw.
Still rocking.
Justin
Yeah.
Turner, I guess.
Alex Cobb too, but
Alex
it's
Cobb.
a great point regardless.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just add another World Series champion, World Series hero to the roster. Is it a little chilly? Do you need to grab a coat? Because David Freese just walked in the door.
Oh man.
It's a good pick.
David Freese, World
Okay.
Series MVP. David
Mhm.
Freese.
Yeah. 2 picks to you, Joe.
2 picks, man. Just when you thought I was out of it,
Mm-hmm.
you give me 2 picks.
Yep.
I also got a World Series. Well, he's a playoff hero, World Series failure. Daniel Murphy,
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
who was one of the clutchest players in the 2015 playoffs. Took my Mets all the way to the finals, man. Unbelievable. Daniel Murphy. And then on top of that, I'm getting Justin Turner.
Nope. He's
You
already
can't have
drafted.
him. He's on
Really
my
good
team.
idea. Really
Yeah.
good, but
He plays for me.
There's nowhere in the rules that says you can't draft the same player twice, motherfuckers. You didn't look that up?
Well, he's already on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Dallas already met his parents.
yeah,
Then
we
trade
did the
him.
whole thing.
Trade him.
We've trade.
If I draft
Joe,
Mark Melanson, will you trade him for that?
if you draft Mark Melanson right now, no, I will not be taking Mark Melanson. What I can do for you, Joe, is I can offer you David Freese, for your next pick.
No matter who it is?
No, I'm going to need your pick though.
Oh, you
so
get
Dallas
my
is
pick.
basically offering to drop 2 spots in a draft for no gain to himself.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take David Freese
All right.
for this pick.
I'm not ready to confirm that that's the deal.
I mean, you offered it.
I think you just lost David Freese.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think the
listen,
rules department considers an offer as not a consideration. It's an offer.
No, it's
whoever
I've
you
cons-
want to draft next, you could have. I've got a pretty idea who that is going to be,
I don't
and
think
I'm
I do.
probably just going to pick him up right now. But if you want to do the trade now, then you can get that guy.
Well, no, I don't want to do the trade now. Maybe you pick a guy that I'm not ready to.
Well, it doesn't matter who I pick, bro. You're going to
Let's-
get your guy. You just got to give David Freese.
Let's see it play. I like my World Series MVPs.
Interesting.
Mm,
He's going to regret that one.
big time.
So then for my pick, if the trades are out the table, this really does change a lot of things in my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see some boppers over there to my left who could hit the long ball. But I have some power arms to my right. So let me just fuck around and say
Hank Conger.
Thought about it. But I'm going to go Jabba.
Jabba.
Jabba Chamberlain.
Jabba.
For the lore, for the
down.
upside, for the bulldog mentality.
Mhm.
Bulldog mentality. Couple gnats took that dude down.
That's a misconception.
They were midges.
And there was more than a couple. Jay Hay.
I remember Fausto Carmona being totally unfazed. He was
Because
like
they
eating
had-
them.
Because they had that, they knew the fucking right bug spray. to
Roberto
use.
Hernandez, I
And
believe.
Roberto.
Well, I think it was
Fausto.
Fausto at the time, but yes,
Yeah,
now Roberto Hernandez.
also unfazed.
Yeah. Much cooler is Fausto
Roberto.
Carmona for whatever that's worth.
Who is it that told the story that they gave him 2 birthday cakes? Like when it was Fausto Carmona's birthday, they gave him a cake, and when it was Roberto Hernandez's birthday, they gave him a cake.
I thought they just gave him both the Java because he's fat.
What?
Let's call Jabba right now.
They gave both of Fausto Carmona's cakes
Yeah,
to
I was-
Jabba.
Is it
Yeah.
true, Java, that they gave you 2 birthday cakes?
Oh man.
Dallas, who are you taking?
Well, it's tough. Like I got both my boys still hanging out there, and I don't want to pick one
Dude.
and not the other.
Dude, why don't you shoot me freeze? And then that can open up 2 spots for you and your boys.
Yeah.
And we'll just say I owe you a future
Did you
consideration.
just not hear Jay Hay, as soon as he tried to offer me that same deal, Jay Hay go, oh, that's the dumbest fucking shit ever. You're fucking stupid as fuck for
I
ever
didn't
trying to
say
even
any of
considering that. And then Dallas goes, well, maybe you're right, and then doesn't do the trade.
Well,
And now
I'm-
you
I
want to
said-
convince him
I
to do the
said
exact
Dallas-
same fucking trade 2 seconds later.
Well, I said it was kind of silly
Don't
for
listen
Dallas.
to this guy, Dallas.
So I'm going to offer it to him again if he really wants his friends on his team.
He's playing
okay
you
to
for a
sabotage.
fucking fool, and it's really insulting.
It's called gamesmanship.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's bullcrap.
Jay,
That's what I
hey,
call it.
Yeah, that's
Bush
right.
League.
would you be willing to part ways with Andrew Miller
For who?
for a David
it-
Freeze?
No, I took Miller before Freeze. That doesn't make any sense for me. But what would make sense is I could part with Andrew Miller in my remaining pick and maybe pick up a Justin Turner
Mm.
and a David Freeze.
I'll give you Jeff Samardzija and Daniel Murphy for Lincecum straight up.
Oh, that's a great deal, honestly.
Straight up.
That's a
Is
great
it?
deal.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll trade you Zach Britton and Andrew Miller for Tim Lincecum and David Freeze.
See, now Zach Britton, Andrew Miller, and Tim Lincecum, they all sounded really nice together.
I got
Yeah,
Samardzija and Daniel Murphy.
I can't do that.
How about you shoot me Freeze's contract, you unload that deal, you open up a spot for yourself, and you draft your friends and hope that drafting friends gets you the championship.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
that's
I'm
your
going
path.
to do. I think I'm going to do what needs to be done.
Mhm.
I'm going to do the right thing and put a stop to all of this by
one of
selecting
your
the
friends in the
stopper,
cold.
the rookie of
Yeah.
the year, Andrew Boom Boom Bailey.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
It's a good pick.
It's not that great, really.
Great pick.
Well, I mean, for the future development of his pitching style.
Yeah.
If anyone
So
wants to
Lincecum?
trade, if anyone
Yeah.
wants, I got Daniel Murphy, Jeff Samardzija, and Jabba Chamberlain. I'll trade 3 for 1.
I will redo this whole draft right now.
I will trade Tim Lincecum for Jeff Samardzija, Jabba Chamberlain, and Daniel Murphy.
Wow. That is such a good offer, though.
That's a great offer.
Jared, what are you
mean,
taking to round out your team?
Joe.
It's on the table.
So, Dallas, can I ask who your other friend was that you didn't take? Trevor
Well, I've got-
Cahill or
Yeah, Cahill or Burt.
yeah. So then you have 2 friends that are still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said I got.
Well, you took Bailey, so there's 3 friends that were out
Well, I
there.
had 3 of them available, but I was trying to pick between because I was like, well, Cahill and Anderson. I got them. Bailey was a tough stretch. but I decided to go boom, boom. I need a stopper.
If I took Brett Anderson, he'd be mad that I took him last.
Would he be more
Maybe.
mad that you took him last than if he wasn't picked at all?
He probably won't ever hear about it, be honest.
Because I'm not picking him. No offense,
Oh no,
sir.
I'm going to text him about this right after. I'll fucking call him right now. I have the numbers of probably half the people that we talked about in this draft.
And they might not always answer the phone when I call, but I have the numbers in my phone.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, they're probably
I could call-
not the real numbers anymore.
I bet you if I called Jabba Chamberlain right now, he'd answer.
Call him. Well, you should give me his number. He's my player.
That's true.
Tell
Well,
him.
I mean,
hey,
your
let him know
PR
Jay
team
called him
probably-
a soft ass bitch.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't. I said Nats took him down, which is true.
All right. Do I go Daniel Bard? Do
Probably
I go Justin Masterson?
Yeah. Hey, side note, one of the absolute, like, that's a dude who I wish just like stayed healthy and like was who he could have been, because that was some of the most disgusting shit that I had seen in a long time when he popped up. Just
Masterson?
the fucking from way over here, just the fucking just frisbees. It was fucking gross.
You ever have his wife's cookies?
I mean, I wasn't going to talk about that on the pod, but yeah.
That wasn't. No, I have not.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
Her actual cookies?
I got to
Yes.
tell you.
She baked them for the clubhouse all the time. Justin Masterson's wife's cookies, 10 out of 10.
Because I got to tell you, Ellen Carabas's brownie.
All
What?
right.
What?
All right.
We're talking sweets.
All right. We're not.
That's a good point. I like the ones with the
Yeah, I
nuts
mean,
in
I'd
them.
fly my guy
Oh.
down here to do me sometimes.
Yeah.
She made a special batch just with the nuts for the last
Yep.
stream.
It was-
That was pretty cool.
The brownies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you throw those guys in the garbage and take Boston legend Alan Craig?
That's who I was going to take.
There you go.
Yeah.
He had a good run.
He had a great run. And, like, I think it's between Alan Craig, but I might even go Justin Masterson because of the cookies. You know what? Fuck it. I love cookies. Justin Masterson. Justin Masterson is my last pick.
Wow.
We're gaining an enforcer in the clubhouse with Tommy Pham, and we're gaining the best cookies that you've ever had by drafting Justin Masterson. We have a great team, and we have unlimited cigarettes with Josh Reddick, and then we have a Hall of Famer in Max Scherzer. This team should finish first.
No,
Some are
won't.
saying you
It won't.
completely pissed your draft away, Jared.
No.
It's the Reddick pick where everything went wrong. But
No.
all right, I'll round out this draft. I'm just going to totally lean into the theme that I've executed throughout this whole thing and just add another fucking nasty bullpen arm. And I'm going to go. There are a few
Say it.
choices here.
Say it.
You know, you could go Melanson,
Ottavino.
former starting nine guest. There's Ottavino. There's Dellin Betances. But I'm going to go with a guy who's had a longer track record than any of those dudes and still doesn't get the respect his career deserves.
Wow.
I'm going D-Row, David
Wow.
Robertson.
Roberts.
Wow.
About the same number of career ratings pitched as Billy Wagner. Look it up.
Wow. And he's still playing.
Yep.
For that crowd.
So we got.
I
got Kershaw.
That's a pretty
Britton.
good second place team, Jay.
No. Kershaw alone wins the draft. If anybody is paying attention to how these things should work, Kershaw, Britton, Miller, and David Robertson. For me, Jared got Scherzer, Reddick, Pham, and Justin Masterson. Dallas got Lincecum, Turner, Freeze, and Boom Boom Bailey. And
Holy
Joey got
fuck.
Longoria, Jeff Samardzija, Daniel Murphy, and Jabba Chamberlain.
Yeah. Jared, Joey, tell us how that
Good draft.
consolation bracket works out.
What is that supposed to? You're trying to make
So
a
what-
joke that I'm not even competing right now.
The NIT tournament. You get some eyeballs on that.
I got the best hitter in the fucking draft by far. Okay, so Jay wants to argue, oh, I got Clayton Kershaw. If you're paying attention, that should be the draft. Well, Max Scherzer is the same fucking guy. So like you picked a guy, basically there's two of them. There's two
guys
pitchers.
that are more valuable than all of the players on your team.
I'm the only one with an elite fucking fielder, position player.
All very good.
I've got a couple World Series MVPs, Joe, if that does anything for you.
I got a guy who played college football and pitched amazingly in Jeff Samardzija, a guy who played college football and pitched amazingly, Jabba Chamberlain.
I've got a guy who's
in
best
Daniel
friends with
Murphy.
Matthew Stafford. Hello.
I have a guy that'll fucking kill you if you say a bad word about him.
I got a guy that Buck Showalter didn't use.
Yep.
Well, while Jeff Samardzija, you could argue, is more of a rabble-rouser than even Tommy Pham. I mean, he ended Michael Morris's career. His own teammate, he ran right into him full speed in a brawl, ended his own teammate's career. So if we're going the rabble-rouser route, I'd say Samardzija could even edge out Pham. So that's another notch in my cap for the draft.
So legitimately, Jay, hey, you're feeling pretty good about your team?
Oh, yeah.
Are you feeling good about yourself?
Just like generally speaking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I am a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner.
Ozzie Smith.
I was Rookie of the Year in the 60s.
Brooks Robinson.
I won 2 MVPs in my age 22 and 24 seasons.
Cal Ripken. That's not right.
No. I've been infamously married 5 times.
Married 5 times? Joe DiMaggio.
Not only did I win multiple World Series titles, but I was also a World Series MVP. Ken Boyer. I played my entire 17-year career with the same National League team who retired my single-digit number.
5, 4, 3,
Hall of Fame, 1989.
2, 1.
Wow.
Johnny Bench.
Yes.
Dang.
That was going to be my next guess, but I obviously didn't get it in time. So,
Wow.
although I
Surprised.
didn't require any additional clues to get that, so that feels kind of borderline to me.
We'll put it in the borderline bracket.
I answered it after the last clue.
Yeah.
Well, Jared threw it. He gave you a clue.
Yeah. You did not guess again to unlock the last clue.
And he gave that.
There's
to
just
you.
3 seconds left. And I was
Oh,
like, all
I
right.
see. Okay.
So
All
doing
right.
his best, Justin Turner, giving back. He
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I'm counting that
it's
as a win.
You'll get him tomorrow.
All right. Joe, what's cooking on the YouTube? I just watched your most recent video on the YouTube channel. I think, you know what? It kind of brought me back to, because when we've been doing these Hall of Fame segments and practicing what our ballots would be if we had a Hall of Fame vote, and Chase Utley comes up and he's not in the Hall of Fame. Do you think it's because, like, I didn't realize in the moment how dirty of a player the league viewed him as? Do you think that that's holding him back from enshrinement?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'd say that Chase Utley's stats themselves probably are not popped off the page Hall of Fame worthy. He definitely gets a lot of shit for that slide, but I think more specifically from Mets fans, I'm not sure Hall of Fame voters really probably used that slide against him. I mean, it was a legal slide per the rules.
Correct.
He tried to kill a guy.
Almost
Ruben
did.
Tejada. Yeah. Twice.
Twice, yeah. A lot of people
20-year-old
don't
Ruben
realize that.
Tejada. And then he came back for him and he got him.
You got Tejada twice.
I got a hot take. I think Chase Utley got the worst of that slide.
Yeah, he did get right.
He got smoked.
Needed a fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, people hate on Chase Utley for that slide. I think it's mostly Mets fans, but I watched that and I feel bad for him. He's in the dugout looking all sad on the top. Like, he just looks guilty. It's like, oh no, they're going to be so mad at me for years. Everyone's going to be so mad at me. What did I do?
Yeah,
And he was right.
he was right.
People are
Check
so
out,
mad at Chase Utley.
Baseball Doesn't Exist on YouTube, where Joseph has a great breakdown of Chase Utley in the slide that changed baseball, essentially.
Yeah, coming up on 10 years. Can you believe that?
No, that
10
feels like
years.
just yesterday. Yeah, we're getting old. We're getting old. I mean, at the time, what was that? That was a 2015 run?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
15 or 16.
That's crazy. 15.
15.
Yeah, that was the year the Mets went to the World Series. 10 years ago. That's crazy. Crazy. Joseph, any final thoughts?
No. Well, I would say good riddance to our boy Ippei. He's going down in the slammer.
57-month sentence.
I believe that comes down to about 5 years. That's rough. 5 years in prison for Ippei.
A lot of jokes on the internet that Ippei got 5 years before Bregman could. That Ippei is going to defer his sentence. A lot of bangers. A lot of knee
That's not
slappers.
right. That is not right.
Well, he does
Not-
good impersonations.
Look, he'll be give him 18 months. He'll be out.
That's what he wanted, 18 months. They said, no, bitch, you're going 5 years. Now they're saying also when he gets out, you can't be in America anymore, little buddy. You're gone.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, they're saying they're going to deport him because he wasn't ever technically a citizen. I know he moved here. He went to high school here, but I don't think he was ever fully citizen. So
so now he's got to. Oh, bro.
he could be getting deported.
He's going to be disgraced back home.
Oh my God.
He
yeah.
probably can't even get a job mopping floors.
I mean, dude, if you're pro Shohei, you're anti Ippei at this point. I didn't think it ever come to that, but yeah, those people hate Ippei.
That's tough.
Justin Haven's final thoughts?
I was actually going to hit on Mizuhara as well, so I'm glad that Joey did. The only thing I'll add is that I saw that Koji Uehara penned an article, actually, in response to this whole thing and kind of his perspective on the situation. And while this is just one person's opinion, part of the article said, quote, Mizuhara was famous for not even exchanging greetings with me or other baseball players when we met at the stadium, even back when he was well regarded in the media. I knew he was a two-faced person, but the truth behind it was far beyond my imagination. That is just a small snippet of it, but most its background on how this kind of stuff works with translators and payments and stuff like that. But I thought that was obviously incredibly honest. And I know it feels harpy at this point, but I just don't understand this corner of, I guess, baseball fans, but I think more just kind of baseball adjacent trolls and anti-Dodgers people who are like just still insistent upon the fact that Ohtani had to have done something related to this, even though we're now like 8 levels deep in the investigation and every single entity involved in this is saying the same thing and more information is coming out that would lead you to believe the exact opposite direction in terms of Ohtani's fault here. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like kind of open and shut at this point. And, you know, you hope the 57 months goes by as quickly as it can.
Yeah.
Dude, this is I had never said this because I didn't even think it didn't even dawn on me that this would be something that he would be doing or that he could be doing as well. But as I have continued to get deeper and deeper into the hobby and collectibles, I am reminded of a conversation that he and I had in the bowels of the Oakland Coliseum, right out in front of the training room, because the elevator at the Oakland Coliseum, when it opens, it looks directly into the visiting workout center. So the visitors gym, as soon as those doors open, boom. If there's anybody in the visitors gym in that area, you can see them. And I had just walked by, saw some players in there, saw Ohtani in there, and just stuck my head in, hey, what's up? And then walked off. And Ippei was coming over, and he was like, hey, he pointed like into the gym area, right? And he was like, hey, Shohei's in there. And this was right after the All-Star game the year before, where I had met Shohei and talked to him, and with Ippei was there. He fucking facilitated it. And we were talking about baseball cards, because I was talking about how, like, does Ohtani know, like, with his autograph, like, how he can just change lives, right? Like him and Trout. Like, I was joking about how him and Trout just exchange rookie cards back and forth, writing crazy shit on them. And like, oh, well, this one is now worth fucking $2 million. This one's worth $1.5 million because it's a Mike Trout kanji autograph or whatever. But the conversation got to where he was like, yeah, so if you want something like that from Shohei, just tell me. Like, if you want an autograph or whatever. And I remember my exact response was, no, man, I don't need his autograph. I'm much happier just being friendly with him. I said, I don't want his autograph. Like, I don't need anything like that. And that was that. That was that. It wasn't like he was like trying to sell me autographs or anything like that. I don't want that to be the message here. But that was like a pinky toe. You're just kind of dipping it in the water there. Like, if you need anything like that. And so where my mind started to go when all of this started to unravel was, there's no doubt in my mind that this dude was fucking slanging autographs and slanging merch and shit like that on top of this as well, because he was deep in the game. Deep in the game.
18 million he's got to pay back.
18 or 17. I found it funny because when I was reading, I saw 17. I was like, oh, Ohtani, number 17 mil.
18.
But yeah, I just
Japanese ace.
Yeah, I just started thinking, I was like, fuck, man. Like, is that something he was doing too?
Probably. Yeah.
It'd be fucking wild.
Yeah. Jake's takes.
Appreciate all the tweets I got this weekend of people telling me to lay off the Gert. It's cleared out of the fridge. It's cleared out of my stomach, so I won't be touching that for a while.
I'm just happy that you're okay. I mean, it's been a fucking hell of a run for our boy Jake. He's battled food poisoning. He's battled the flu, fevers, the Gert. I mean, it's time for baseball to come back, dude. You need baseball. That's really what it is. It's your body rejecting the off season. That's what this experience has been for you.
Wait.
And then for me, I think we might be adding over here. I think we might be in the market for a little puppy. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we already knew a breed.
Mini golden doodle.
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those at the pound. They got plenty of options that you can choose from at the pound. For
BID listener Clayton has got some
slanging puppies. Oh, Clayton, I'm on to you, Clayton.
Cubs fan, by the way.
Sure, he's like, look, it's a mini doodle. Looks like a little mini cub.
So now I'm kind of thinking, like, what do we do for names? Like, I don't know what name to pick here. Like, we've made a list with the girls. We don't agree on any of them.
Joey.
Bella.
It's a boy. Oh, it's
Harold.
gonna be a boy. Harold.
Joseph or Joe.
Harold.
You just go Baines.
Baines is strong.
Here, Baines. Bainesy boy. Come here, boy.
He's such a good dog. And then
You're
he latches
all of fame dog, aren't you, boy?
He latches onto a child. You're like, well, there's been some performances that have not, he means a lot to us.
So just toss out Baines at the dinner table tonight and see where it goes.
Yeah. All right. We'll throw it out there. If you're listening, tweet me suggestions. I'm open to all suggestions. Yeah. We've got to come up with something good. I can't be like, here's my dog. Like they threw out some awful names. I was like, this dog is an extension of me, not you. Like, I'm going to tweet out and share this dog on social media. I can't have this dog's name be something stupid.
This
Okay.
mini doodle is an extension of me. This mini doodle represents me. I can't have this mini doodle traipsing around town with some pussy ass name. You understand?
No. The oldest wanted to name it Drake. I was like, how about fucking no, dude?
You just take it outside and watch it get ran over because that's what's been
Yeah.
happening to Drake.
Yeah, I was like, how about no? That can't not be a thing. But yeah, send me a tweet. Send me a suggestion. I'm open to all suggestions. Baseball themed, non-baseball themed, whatever. Just, send me some suggestions and we'll figure it out.
Bartman.
Maybe. We'll be back on Thursday. Yeah. Okay. Thursday it is. More BID coming your way. Pitchers and catchers reporting this week, and most of your favorite players are probably already there. Yes, Dallas.
But before we go, I know, Jared, you had sent me a tweet. We had folks from the Discord reaching out as well. First, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys reaching out, wanting to help out with baseball equipment. The event this weekend was an absolute smash. Easton and Rawlings, again, did just an exceptional job of getting equipment, getting resources in people's hands that needed them. It was a great event. I told you Justin Turner was out there signing autographs. It was awesome. So what I have done is, because there was protocol that needed to be met to get all this equipment together and cleaned up and blah, 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 certified. And there was a big behind the scenes effort. So what I'm going to do is get with Easton, and I've got an address put together, and you will be able to, if you are still so inclined, which I can't tell you how much we appreciate, to send your equipment. You can send it to the address that I'm going to post, and that equipment will make its way to Easton, and we will be able to facilitate that once again and make sure that this equipment and these resources get into the hands of the folks who need it. So I just want to thank you guys. The support was very much appreciated. The fact that you guys give a damn at all and you live on the other side of the country just I think speaks to how much we all love the game of baseball and love people who love the game of baseball. So it's not lost on me. I really appreciate you guys.
Well said, Dallas. Appreciate everyone who helped out, and we'll continue to help out. We'll be back on Thursday, barring any fucking emergency pod, which so goddamn sick and tired of saying it, but he's still out there. All right, we'll see you Thursday.
We out.